Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm about to react to another episode of The Walking Dead. This is Season 3, Episode 6, Hounded. And I honestly don't have anything to say for this before the episode part, so let's just go ahead and get straight into it.
Governor was right to send us out.
What does that say? G-O-D?
Straight, Tim. We're doing a righteous public service here.
The arms are a G, the legs make an O, and that's a back. It says go back.
Oh, go back. Wow, okay.
This is too good. She sent us a bitergram, yo.
Need to trademark that.
Keep announcing to the world that you're pissing your pants. I'm gonna have to smash your teeth in.
That'll just speed up the
How do
process.
you say your last name?
Gargiuleo.
You, we just your little pig sticker? No, Michonne.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! He got her though. He got a little shot in on her. She's still running though. That adrenaline. I can't believe she just dropped down with like a katana or whatever it's called, and like that's her usual, weapon, and like just sliced his head off.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, the phone call.
You could be 1,000 miles away.
But still tonight, you look so pretty.
Just need some help, and we can help
I'll
you.
call back in 2 hours.
Please, you don't understand. You don't know.
He's like, a maybe is a no.
We're dying here.
Don't freak her out.
Everybody okay?
Hey, Rick is normal, kind of.
Some serious shit's going down. I need you here. You read me, amigo? I don't want you to die.
Oh my gosh.
Now you know.
I feel bad for
We'll
Neil.
never let our own turn.
He just did that so simply.
There we go.
That thing he's got on his arm now is more handy than an actual hand.
You know you can join in.
In this world.
I don't think it's the right one. It's brutality for fun, and I think the world's brutal enough already.
That's a good way to put it. What if the place that they were talking to is only able to accept the exact amount of them -1 or something, and they had to pick someone to leave behind?
Hello?
He answers so fast.
How many people have you killed?
It's really making him answer this. He's like, I don't know.
4. He was one of our own. He lost it.
Lost what?
His
Who
mind.
he was.
Yeah, his whole sense of self.
How'd you lose your wife?
How do you know I had a wife?
Yeah, that was a...
Boy and a baby. Tell me how you lost your wife.
I guess he could surmise that from that.
I don't want to talk about that.
I knew he was just gonna hang up. That's so messed up. Why were they calling so much if they were just gonna... Can we star 69 or whatever it is? Oh my gosh. Although, I mean, at the same time, you can't say that you can't imagine Rick or someone doing the same thing if it was a stranger on the line they were talking to and they had to really vet them and just couldn't take any chances. But I do wonder, why were they, they were calling so much, I don't know.
What is wrong with you? This isn't a game.
Still feel it. Wiggling my toes right now.
Phantom limbs.
I'm a ghost from the knee down.
Yep.
I got a call.
What?
Oh man. Dang, I don't want to see any of them die. Not Neil. Oh, I thought he was hallucinating for a second. This is real life. Ugh. Ugh. That might help though.
It's probably just one or two of them.
What if it's like a whole horde of them?
They got much to fight. We'll take care of it on the way back.
Why not now? I don't know, man. I don't trust it. Reminds me of Chekhov's gun. Like just seeing something like, and him being like, we'll take care of it later. They wouldn't have shown us that for no reason. So now I feel like that's about to come back and bite them. Like, I don't have a good feeling about this.
I liked the fights. I didn't like that I liked them.
Makes sense. I noticed there was a bit of a parallel there between when she went over and the other lady was like, is this a game to you? I was thinking that's funny because Andrea was just mad at those fights, but then now she's itching to jump over and, you know, fight for real.
Just like you stayed right now to tell me that.
Are you saying that I like you too?
That's what it seems like.
Tell them we killed her. Like I said, man, she's as good as dead.
I'm gonna keep going.
Neil just totally changed.
This is some serious shit. That's what you said.
Using his own words against him.
Can't cut corners on this.
Is he gonna kill him?
You come along pretty quick there, kid.
You're gonna kill him, isn't he?
How do you say your name again?
Got it, Julio.
Yeah, he said we can't cut corners.
Guard Julio.
Finally learn to say his name correctly when you kill him. Yeah, she's covered in the guts so they don't notice her.
Hello?
It was funny how it's like a light bulb went off in her head and then that kind of bell ringing at the same time. Kind of funny placement of a transition to me.
You should talk about it, Rick.
That sounds...
How do you know his name? Y'all know everything. Is he hallucinating this?
How do you know my name?
He's gotta be. I was wondering earlier if he was hallucinating, but now I'm really starting to think he's hallucinating. Felt like I was being a conspiracy theorist. But now I really am thinking he might be hallucinating. Herschel looked at him when he told him the phone rang. It was almost like Herschel was kind of thinking, this guy is crazy. That phone did not ring. I'm also wondering, would the phone even work there? Oh, does she see Maggie and Glenn? Are they finally about to cross paths?
You don't have to be ashamed about liking the fight. It's not the only thing, but nowadays it's part of being alive.
Look at the look in their eyes.
Really alive.
They're really connecting.
Well, I'm not planning on dying.
No, neither am I. It just happens.
Other things happen.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I knew that there was no way that they were gonna finish that conversation without getting nasty with each other.
I always hear him outside the fence no matter where you are.
And where is it, y'all good people calling home?
Oh my gosh. Really, Merle?
Take me to him, and I'll call it even on everything that happened there in Atlanta.
Ugh.
No hard feelings.
Don't trust this guy.
There is a miracle. Come on now.
Yeah, I knew he was still armed. No, we can't trust you. I better keep them guns pointed out and make it turn around. Yeah. Okay.
Let go of her. That gun in the car.
We're gonna have to kill Merle. Come on, Michonne. Oh my gosh, Merle is... Yep, continuing to get on my nerves. Man, why? I wish Michonne would have helped, man, but I guess I understand why she didn't. I'm still nervous about that door that they didn't... That room they didn't clear out or whatever. Where'd that come from?
It's Carol's knock.
Is she still alive? Maybe that was her in the room. That room had to mean something. Did we see Carol's body or did they just find her scarf? I couldn't tell whether it was actually her body down there. I was looking but just couldn't tell. I know they saw her scarf.
The people you were talking to today, that was Amy, Jim, Jackie.
Lori?
Bro, are you serious? I need to start saying what I'm thinking out loud because I was just thinking, what I was trying to think. I was like, what if these are voices that we should know? But I couldn't tell if they were voices we should know. Dang it. I wish I said that out loud so I could have been seeming smart and predicted it. Yeah, he's just hallucinating. Or whatever this would be called. Auditory hallucinations.
It's never time.
So where's the safe place they're calling it from? Heaven? Well, that's pretty cool. Rick's been talking to dead people this whole episode. Just made a... What a place to pause it. I just made a bit of a connection there, though, when Herschel was talking to Rick about, you know, his phantom limb, like how he could still like wiggle his toes and everything. He could feel them down there. That was kind of foreshadowing what was going on with Rick. And maybe that was Herschel even hinting to him what was going on. I'm not sure if Herschel completely saw what Rick was going through, that he was talking to these dead people. But, you know, I mean, like that was a part of Herschel that is now gone, but is still kind of with him. And he can still feel in a way. And that's kind of the same thing with these people that Rick is talking to on the phone. They're sort of parts of him. You know, they're people he has known, people he's cared about that are now gone. But yeah, he's still talking to them and he can still feel their presence in a way. So that's a cool little connection that they, you know, did there.
From the looks of them, they gotta be set up pretty good. I'll
Oh
find out.
my gosh.
Hell yeah.
Andrea just has no idea what's going on. Rick's first time seeing the baby. Yes. She's still alive. How did she find him? Trying to remember, did Glenn and Maggie leave something? I guess she was just able to kind of look around and figure it out. But that's cool that she found them and she's about to join in on their group now. Can't wait to see what that's going to lead to. All in all, I really enjoyed this episode. I loved, like I said, how they drew the connection between Rick talking to the dead people on the phone and Herschel talking about how he can still sort of feel his leg. They call that, you know, a phantom limb or whatnot, and it's something that's still connected to him that's gone, but he still feels it just like those people. That was really nice how they did that. And also just the whole mystery of who was it on the phone and like, you know, is this something real? Is it fake? I really like the way they played that, and it gradually just became more and more evident that it was just Rick imagining things. And I thought that that was a great way for Rick to sort of work through things, because last episode I talked about how it seemed like Rick was working through things, and I think that was more of on like a kind of I don't know, more of a rawer level, if you will. Like, I mean, he was mad, he was killing stuff, and you know, he had stabbed the thing that ate Lori. But this time it was a bit different. It was more on like, you know, a kind of reflective, pensive way. He was talking to these people that were sort of giving him advice in some ways, like what Lori was saying to him, but it was really just him talking to himself. So I thought that was a nice way for Rick to finally work through things and remember, you know, he has to continue on and be there for Carl, be there for his new child, be there for everybody else. And so he finally went out and talked to the child and everything and held her for the first time. That was really cool. Then Merle, this episode definitely, I mean, if there was any questions before, Merle is still a bad guy. For a little bit there, it seemed like maybe he's gotten better, but slowly we've been seeing more and more, and we're like, okay, clearly he's still not a very good guy. And yeah, now he's definitely a terrible person still. He remains to be so, as he always been. So yeah, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Maggie and Glenn being in Merle's clutches, and I hope that he's not gonna find the group. But since I feel like that's going to have to happen. Like, I mean, since or at least it's going to come really close to happening, because that's just how things work. The worst thing that could possibly happen is what's going to always happen. So you just got to expect that at this point. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But in a case where the worst thing didn't happen, we found out that Carol still survived this episode. As soon as they passed by that door, kind of pushing out, I was like, and they were like, okay, let's get that later and move on. I'm like, okay, yep, that's a Chekhov's gun. That's going to be something that's going to come back up later in the episode, because it was too random of an occurrence for it to just be meaningless. So I'm like, that's going to be something. My first assumption with this being The Walking Dead was that it was going to be something negative, like it was going to be like a bunch of walkers or something hidden there that were going to come out and attack them. But then as soon as they saw Carol's knife, I was like, oh, okay. So that's where we might be going. And I really was wondering, like, did we see Carol's body? And obviously we didn't. Because I actually had went back, like, I think after I recorded that, or right before I did my review for that reaction of 2 episodes ago, whenever that was that everybody died, I was like, now, did we see Carol's body? Because I didn't want to end the review say that Carol had died and be wrong. So I went back and looked, and I wasn't sure, but I thought I saw a body that I was like, okay, maybe that's meant to be Carol's body. So I just went along with Carol being dead. But clearly Carol wasn't actually dead, and they didn't ever see her body. That scarf was the only, remnant of her left. And now that I know that they never saw her body, I'm definitely not surprised that she's alive. That's how it always works on Walking Dead, any TV show. If you don't see a character die, they didn't die. That's just how it always works. If you didn't actually see the body, if you didn't see them die, 9 times out of 10, they didn't die. So I'm glad to see that Carol is back, and I hope that they can get her back into good health. And that's great for Daryl too. Daryl's finally going to be able to be happy in some type of way now that Carol's back, but then Merle is just going to come through and mess it all up probably, huh? That sucks. Then we had Andrea and the governor, which is like, I don't know. I don't like it, obviously. I mean, who would? I mean, it feels like Andrea is just getting so, like, I don't know. What's the word? Like, she just can't see what's right in front of her, but it's not super obvious, so I don't blame her. It's a little bit more obvious for us, the audience. It's easy to get caught up in what we know as an audience and to kind of, like, not remember how the character is seeing things. So I can understand her being in this situation. I mean, like, she's been out, traveling for all these months, and she finally finds a safe place and meets this nice guy that seems to be doing nice things. I understand it, but the writing's starting to be on the wall, even for what Andrea has seen. And I'm wondering when she's going to start to maybe piece together that things aren't necessarily what they seem in this place. I thought she might hear that conversation they had, but she didn't. So, I mean, Andrea is clearly very smitten with this guy right now, and we know that we can't trust him, and there's probably still a lot more to find out about him, because we've just seen some glimpses of his more sinister side, and we've just been getting a few little references to this daughter I think that he has. I think that's who he'd be talking about sometimes, and maybe who he was, grooming that one time. So I guess I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Until then, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head on over to Patreon for the full uncut reaction weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule. Till next time, I'm Anthony, and I'll see you all later.